Hello everybody, and today I'm going to be showing you the effective way to farm resources on the open worlds. The most important thing for this is going to be that you have an Itzel. The Itzel is available at your clan dojo, along with the other arc wings that are not Odinata Prime. And the most important mod here is Cold Snap. Cold Snap is an augment for Cosmic Crush, which is the 3 on the Itzel that adds cold damage. In Warframe, containers do not take ability damage. That's why they can't get affected by things like Saren's spores or be shot at by Mace's regulators. However, if you add cold damage onto Cosmic Crush instead of doing ability-based damage, this will add cold damage. And then you want energy amplifier for that extra range, system reroute just so you get efficiency. As you can see, I don't even have this maxed out and it does perfectly fine. And then you want energy maximum. Now, the other thing that I highly recommend for this, just for ease of use, is Dispensary. You can use Protea herself, obviously, or this is Proteus assumed, so you can put this on basically any Warframe. One that I see pretty commonly for this is Volt, because one thing that you can do with the Itzel is you can use Volt Speed. Get on the Itzel, you'll still have Volt Speed buff, and then you can kind of blitz around the map pressing 3 and crushing everything. Otherwise, you can also use Zeneric's Energy Wellspring. You don't necessarily need to use Hardened Wellspring, but you can if you want to. But this will give you more than enough energy sustain. You basically need just a little bit of startup energy, so that way you can keep crushing, because as you're breaking boxes and killing enemies, they will be dropping energy for you to take up to keep your crushing going. I'm just going to Zeneric for this because it really does not matter. And then one thing that I do recommend doing is just fast travel to one of the Corpus outposts, because this is where you're going to find most of their boxes. As you can see, there are a ton of boxes here, and you're just going to spam crush. As you see, got thermal gel, some energy. Now we're good to go. Whenever you see that, just turn invisible. Whenever you see that they have projectiles on you, just use the 2 of the Itzel, turn invisible, good to go. You do have to press it multiple times, because your first cast is just going to break the boxes. The second cast will actually pool the loot to you. And I do say pool because this does work for you and your entire squad. You can do this. If you have an Itzel and your friend doesn't, and they want to go farm Deimos or Cetus resources, you can be like, hey, yeah, I got it. I've got an Itzel. We got it done. You will irritate Sun, the business, and the other conservationist guy, whose name is Sasanki? I can never say his name right. But you know what I'm talking about, the one on Cetus. Because unfortunately, this does deal damage to the conservation target. You'll get knocked off every now and then. I don't know if it's a bug with the Itzel or just arc wings in general. When you use them in the open worlds, they're kind of frail. You can get like blown off them by a strong wind. But it is what it is. You really just want to fly around to the, unless you're looking for the Maprico stuff, the organic. Then you really, oh, these are Gariscapods. The Maprico are on Deimos. But you really want to hit up these kind of Corpus outposts. As you can see, I got 14 thermal gen there. The thermal sludge, rather, is really common in the thermal sludge containers that are in these outposts. As you can see, I have oxide, tepanils. This will not, specifically on Orvalis here. Can you stop? Specifically on Orvalis here, this will not get you, this will not get you your turrets. Those are not vacuumable. You have to pick those up. And if any of the containers you break drop an Iatan star, those will not get vacuumed up either. They are not affected by vacuum normally, so they're not affected by vacuum here. But if you have like a bunch of sentient cores or the Eidolon shards after killing an Eidolon, this will soak those up as well, so you and your squad can make sure that you get them all after you kill an Eidolon. killing a bunch of bombalists. And basically anywhere where you can deploy your Arcwing if you have the Itzel. Obviously the Itzel is not the best Arcwing in the game. That is still the inertia, but it does have this niche use at the very least, which makes it kind of nicer to get your open world resources. You even get fish parts and stuff from this on Cetus at least, or excuse me, on Orvalis, because they just have containers of fish parts around here for some reason. Annoyed by these guys, knocking me off. Go over to the Organic site. And then you can obviously turn in all of the mining resources you get to the mining vendor on every planet. You don't get mining resources on Deimos and Cetus unless you kill the Thumper or raid the Isolation Vaults respectively. But here on Orvalis, you actually do get those resources just by breaking the Corpus boxes. So you can use that to make the travel items. The other gems, I think it's the Zodiac one? Don't quote me on that. But you can turn them in. This is most effective, in my opinion, on the Heart of Deimos, on the Necrolist, because Father tokens are something you're going to need. One, to progress the Syndicate, and two, they're just a pretty good farm. And this really isn't that bad. I've been out for 5 minutes, and look at all the stuff I've gotten. 5-minute run, almost 50 thermal gel, various fish parts, quite a bit of Phasmin. You won't get the super rare gems. You won't get the stuff, and obviously you won't get the super rare fish parts either. But, hey, every little bit counts. And then obviously if you go somewhere where your Arcwing cannot go, you'll get kicked off of it. But, you know, quick, easy farm. Flight all the outposts, flight all the nukes and crannies. You cannot transference out. I am pressing 5. You cannot transference out on the Itzel, so you will have to land, transference, throw out, or use dispensary if that's how you're handling it. Which I have equilibrium on my Protea because why not? So I can make sure my Protea gets some energy. Your equilibrium will not affect, as you can see, it does not affect when you're on your Arcwing. I just picked up health and did not convert it to energy. I do believe purple Archon shards do apply to that. Do apply to your Arcwing. So if you have purple Archon shards set to 20% health from energy and vice versa, that can also help your energy sustain, but there's much better things to use your Archon shards on. One last little sweep here. Whoop. And then all of this is affected by resource double. I don't think it's affected by drop chance booster, but it is affected by resource booster. So if you have one of those going, then you get double the thermal sludge, double the resources. Oh yeah, use fast travel. And that is it. So that should help you. This is going to be really important, especially when you try to make kit guns, because kit gun parts take a lot of the Fortuna resources, just because that's where you get the blueprints. But yeah, hope this helped you out. And I will be making another guide sometime this week. Bye-bye.